Bonjour, bonjour, c'est Aigon. Bienvenue dans ce normalement dernier live sur les piliers de la Terre. Nous devrions faire aujourd'hui les chapitres 19 à 21 qui sont les derniers chapitres. Donc le micro et le son fonctionnent.
Shut it, woman. Smear your face with dung and lower your head. It's the only way you get out of here alive. It's no coincidence that Hamley always asks for women to bring the tributes.
Oh, shut up. Patience, patience. Everyone will get a chance to pay their dues to Lord Hamley.
I'm just a shepherd's daughter. I have no business here.
Shut up.
Bloody beggars.
I want to go home.
Oi,
No.
you there. Yes, I meant you. That's a pretty face you got there. You're coming with me.
What? Leave her. Take me instead.
Well, whatever. You'll walk to the other side of the yard and talk to Walter. He'll get you settled. And don't you dare stray from the path.
Ah oui, c'est vrai, ils étaient au château pour essayer de reprendre le château. Je suis où? Ah, ici. Ah, attends. Sac et tonneau, file d'attente, chevalier.
They say Lord Hamley might lose Shiring soon. What if the next Earl has us all hanged?
Calm down. None of these royals really care about this shithole.
I know those two. They used to fight for father.
What about Bartholomew's children? There's a lot of bad blood there.
Well, the boy Richard is dead, has been for years.
And the Lady Aliena?
Don't make me laugh.
Oh, I think you underestimate her. Some years back I heard she almost cut up a priest in Winchester, put a knife to his throat and robbed him dry. Oh, she's a fury.
And you're a sissy.
J'ai envie de m'approcher.
May I interrupt?
What is it?
How can you fight for someone like William Hamley? My father was nothing like that tyrant.
Oh, dear Lord, it's you.
You always sat in your neat little keep playing hostess to his well-off guests, while the poor snuffed it just as they do now.
Well, at least William treats us as his equals, and not like pawns on aboard a nine-men's Morris.
Rencontre cruelle.
Was my father really that bad?
Your mother could have answered that question.
He once told me that she was very unhappy when she died.
And you never wondered why?
I'm looking for Lady Elizabeth Hamley.
She's caring for Lady Regan inside the keep.
But only Lord William and Walter are allowed to go there.
And they'll kill you if they find you there.
So you won't help me?
We've already helped you more than enough by not ratting you out.
Don't tell anyone that you saw me.
We won't, if you promise to leave now.
Trouver et sauver Elisabeth.
Are you done yet?
Almost. Let me just see if I took enough.
Je dois trouver Elisabeth dans l'attaque des hors-la-loi. Mon père est-il vraiment un homme cruel? Ah bah tiens, elle est là.
What are you doing here? You need to leave. Don't come any closer. William has me watched.
What's taking so long?
I forgot the pork. I'll be out shortly. Wait a moment, then follow me. We don't have much time. Hugh will look for me any moment now. So why did you come?
I'm waiting!
King Stephen has declared a truce with Empress Maud. William's tyranny is over. This land might finally see peace again. That's why I'm here, to talk to his mother. But if we can't agree upon terms, I'm afraid we will have to take Earl's Castle by force. There's an army of outlaws hiding in the woods waiting for my signal.
Will people die?
Not if I can prevent it.
You need to save Lady Regan first.
I can try, but I can't promise.
I won't leave until I know she's safe. I'm sorry.
Hurry up in there! Or do you want me to come in and pull you out?
I need to go. Maybe Walter can take you to Lady Regan.
Walter? William's dog?
Don't call him that. He's not as bad as people say he is. William won't allow me to talk to him anymore. Now Lady Regan is all I have left. Please, please be careful.
I will.
On va essayer. Walter, il est sur les murs. Non, c'est Hugues la hache. Il est là, Walter.
Elizabeth claims you aren't such a bad person after all.
Am I not? Have you forgotten that I killed your family's steward?
You got problems over there, Walter?
I would be a better ruler than my father. I know my father wasn't always a good and just person. He killed, just as William does. But I would fight to be better. I would listen to the needs of this land's people.
What are you saying?
Tell your guard to stand down.
So, you think I'm a nice bloke? And you think this is enough to convince me that you'd be a better ruler than anyone who came before you? Don't make me laugh. Hugh!
What?
If you let me go, I promise I will end William Hamley's reign.
I don't believe you. But it's not up to me to judge these things. I'll take you to Lady Hamley. She'll decide.
Bon, ça va. Pas sûr d'avoir fait les bons choix, mais...
My lady?
Elizabeth, could you get me some water, dear?
Yes, my lady. But first I need you to wake up, my lady. There is someone who wants to see you. It's the Lady Aliena.
The Lady Aliena? When did that bitch become nobility again?
I'm certain you've heard about the treaty the king made with Duke Henry at Wallingford Castle.
I have. I have also heard that it's a muddled mess.
It is a complicated deal indeed, but one that will end the war. And one that makes my family the rightful owners of this earldom once more.
Only by word. There's no one who would come to enforce this, not even the king.
Don't you see what your son is doing to the land? Soon there won't be an earldom left to rule for anyone.
That's a lie. My William is a better earl than your father ever was. To think that I once wanted to marry my good William into a family like yours. Not a day goes by when I am not glad that God saved us from that horrible fate. And that he sent that monk to Bishop Wynne.
What monk?
That prior of Kingsbridge. Philip of Gwynedd.
What?
Please, my lady, you need to hear her out.
Oh, don't you see what she is trying to...
I promised your son's wife that I'd make certain you'd be safe.
Safe from what? From a pack of impotent monks?
My lady, the Lady Aliena came here to make things better.
She has only ever made things worse. She mocked my son for...
She had every right.
What? How can he is your husband?
If it wasn't for Walter, I'm sure...
I have an army outside the gates, ready to attack.
What?
It's up to you if this ends in a bloodbath or not.
Oh!
It's all up to you.
Go get him, you bastards!
They're coming.
Mother? Mother, we're being attacked.
What's going on here? What's that bitch doing here?
She's trying to bargain.
She's trying to take everything.
Is she? Is she now?
Leave it.
Shut up, old man.
Oh putain. Ah merde. Voilà, loupé. Bonjour Nathalie. Ouais, j'étais un peu concentré parce que j'essaie de qu'Aliana ne meure pas. Et, et là c'est chaud là.
They're coming.
Mother? Mother, we're being attacked.
What's going on here? What's that bitch doing here?
She's trying to bargain.
She's trying to take everything.
Is she? Is she now?
Leave it.
Shut up, old man.
Ouf, j'ai réussi. Bravo Aliana.
That whore up, Walter.
No. You brought this on yourself.
You bloody traitor! Someone get up here! Men! You will pay. You will all pay for this.
Bienvenue sur ma chaîne Nathalie. Il va voir le diable.
Is he dead?
He is. William Hamley is dead.
What now?
Now we
Ça change des bouquins.
Stop!
stop fighting! Drop your weapons immediately!
Raise the banner!
La barrière d'Aliana.
Everyone, listen! Lord Hamley is dead! The castle now belongs to the former Earl's family again.
What? You're shitting us!
It was the King's wish.
Who killed him?
He died by my hand. My name is Lady Aliena of Shiring. I'm the daughter of Bartholomew, the former Earl of these lands. I've been tasked to end the tyranny of William Hamley and restore order to Shiring.
Our occupation of Shiring has been made unlawful. Every attack on us is sanctioned by the King of the English.
So what will happen to us then?
You will get your chance for redemption by helping the people of Shiring recover from your own cruelty, and by rebuilding their homes and tending to their fields.
Are you sure this is what you want, my lady? Forcing tormentors and tormented to work together might not end very well.
They can end like William, or they can learn to redeem themselves.
Well, you know what you're doing.
The tyranny of William Hamley is over. In the name of the new Earldom of Shiring, the land will be finally healed. Now, send a messenger to Kingsbridge to let Prior Philip know that Shiring is finally free. What is it? Why are they laughing?
You can send a messenger if you want, but there won't be much of a prior left when he arrives.
Sir Catface, get me a horse.
Ah bon? C'est la première fois que je te vois sur le château. En tout cas, avec ce pseudo. Allez, avant-dernier chapitre.
The Pope believes we should either burn him or make him Bishop of Kingsbridge.
I have already taken matters into my own hands. My men arrested him while Kingsbridge was left unguarded.
While his friends took Earl's Castle?
Yes.
At least in his death, William Hamley was of use to you.
Finale. Normalement, il y a 21 chapitres, normalement.
Look at all these people. Seems like they're enjoying themselves.
They never change. You drooling dogs should be ashamed!
Shut up, you old hag!
Ellen?
I'm not feeling well.
I'll stay with you. Go ahead, we'll come after you. Quick, you can't be too late.
Is your mother ill?
Okay.
It's not that. This is where they hanged my father.
The trial begins. The judges. Brother of Stephen, King of the English. The Right Reverend Bishop Henry of Winchester. Her Highness, the Countess Lady Aliena of Shiring. Presiding over the trial, the Right Reverend Bishop of Shiring and Kingsbridge, Wailerun Bygod.
Please. The Church is not without fault. We have gathered here today before the eyes of God to accuse one of our own. He wrote in his book that the Church and the papacy are not necessary as intercessors between God and man, that God is in man, that all men are equal, and that each sinner is as close to our Lord as the Pope himself. Now, we ask, for his is the kingdom. Not ours, and not yours. You stand accused of heresy. Philip of Gwynedd, how do you plead? Answer!
Not coupable.
I am not guilty.
Not guilty.
Innocent? Claims he's innocent. Your teachings speak another language. Guilty, I
am deeply saddened. It may come as a surprise to you, but we had hoped to make you Bishop of Kingsbridge. Why has it come to this, Philip?
In part, I am to blame. I supported Philip in his early years. I demand that Philip be removed from his position of prior immediately.
No!
And that he remain in captivity until such time that Shiring and all of England have healed from the poisonous words he has dispersed.
No!
What? Yes?
In what way exactly are Philip's teachings heretical?
Philip of Gwynedd has said that each of us is in part of a godly nature, for God has made us in his image. Therefore, he claims that none of us, not he, not the bishops, not even the Pope, is closer to God than any other man or woman.
Heresy! Christ made his apostle Peter his first pope. He and us, his church, hold the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
Yes! The Bible also tells us, let a man be known by his actions. Philip made Kingsbridge into a prosperous place for its people and for the church you claim he disrespects.
That is true, Lady Aliena.
Yes. Let a man be known by his actions. Call in Remigius.
The Prior of Shiring. Father Remigius.
Traître.
My bishop.
Tell the court, Remigius, what you have told me.
For many years, I served as sub-prior of Kingsbridge. First for Prior James.
What was your first impression of him?
I was offended by his bluntness and accusation.
What else?
Prior Philip did not hesitate to give refuge to the people fleeing Earl's Castle in the winter that our king died.
Is that not a good deed? A true Christian act?
You do not know him as well as you think you do, Lady Aliena. Today, that will change.
Then, on the day of our first fleece fair, we were...
I heard. It was terrible.
I tried to soothe the woman's pain by reading... Our master builder's wife tried to put a spell on her with poisonous herbs.
And Philip intervened?
Yes. He pushed me aside and gave the woman poison.
He should hang. It is worse than I thought.
It was no poison.
And then there was the day the Virgin Mary's statue arrived in Kingsbridge. I did not believe it was a miracle.
The Virgin Mary of Kingsbridge. A miracle. The Virgin Mary herself spoke to me.
Me too.
Clearly it is a miracle. I hear of many who were healed in Kingsbridge.
Yes.
Amen.
Oh, Mary, bless us all.
Well, I soon realized it was a true miracle, but Philip did not. He was only after the money people donated at the Virgin's shrine. That is why I left.
He had to. Amen.
I believe there is one more thing you have not told us about. Something very important.
Yes. Philip has fathered a child.
Unbelievable. I knew it.
A son. And he raised him in the priory.
He is guilty.
Jonathan of Kingsbridge, step forward.
This is preposterous.
Is it?
Is this true? Are you Philip's son? Answer the question, Jonathan of Kingsbridge.
I have no father.
Everyone has a father.
That may be, but if Philip was my father, he would have told me.
How do you know he did not lie to you?
Speak. Answer the bishop.
Of course he could be my father. But he's not. He told me that I was found in the woods.
In the woods? Is this true, Philip? Or are you lying? Well, you told the story so many times.
He was abandoned in the woods. My brother found him.
The brother whose master you betrayed?
What are you talking about?
Philip tried to involve me in a conspiracy against his brother's master, Earl Robert of Gloucester. And his ally, Earl Bartholomew, your father, Lady Aliena. Philip took in all those refugees years as he was for yours. That, Lady Aliena. Well?
I know that he is a troubled man. We've all had to make hard decisions. Decisions that seemed right at the time. When indeed, they were terrible mistakes. I am thankful that I was forgiven when I made a mistake. Now I forgive him. Let us now return to the problem at hand. There is a man who witnessed how Jonathan was found in the forest. A man who can shed light on who Jonathan's father really is.
And who is that?
My husband.
Step forward. What is your name?
He is the master builder of Kingsbridge.
Have you lost your courage?
No, I have not. You know well why it would be hard for me to face you. They call me Jack, after my father. My name is Jack Builder.
Yes, we have met before.
How old were you when you allegedly saw Jonathan as a child in the woods?
12. But I know what I saw. Philip told the truth.
You were a child. And what were you doing there, in the woods?
I was living in the forest, with my mother.
They were outlaws.
Prior Remigius is the most trustworthy witness we've seen today, and his statement was quite damning to Philip. The distant memories of an outlaw child cannot convince me otherwise.
He fathered a child!
Heretic!
Let
him go!
He would never do that!
And yet, Lady Aliena is right. We do not know enough to judge him as harshly as you proposed, Bishop Waleran.
You are right, Bishop Henry. As I said, it is not up to us to judge this man. Philip of Gwynedd has pleaded innocent, but how innocent is he? We ask God for his... As Bishop of Kingsbridge and Shire...
This is madness!
Philip of Gwynedd will be tried, and if he is innocent, if he is not, then he will burn...
No! Waleran, by God! Not this time.
It's her.
I saw the child and Francis. I was there. Philip is not the child's father. He is a fool, but he is a good man.
Then who is the father?
Tom Builder.
They are all in this together. This woman is a witch and an outlaw, living in sin with a thief. He was hanged in Shiring 30 years ago.
He was not a thief. He was a good man. You've murdered him, Waleran, by God.
What is this nonsense?
He was a thief. He stole a golden chalice and melted it down and sold it.
What chalice?
The chalice of the Eucharist. He stole it from the Cathedral of Kingsbridge.
Sacrilege.
Yes, Prior James of Kingsbridge caught him red-handed.
Prior James confessed to me. I was there, I saw him.
Prior James died weeks before that.
No, he did not.
What proof do you have? Is that the chalice? You said it was melted down and sold.
Fall not for their lies. That could be any chalice. This does not prove...
Where did you find this chalice?
In a secret chamber. We believe Prior James hid it because he felt guilty for falsely accusing Jack's father.
Bishop Henry, he speaks the truth.
Order! I will give you until sunset to produce a witness who can prove your accusations against Bishop Waleran. Not just this chalice. If you fail to do this, I will make sure you are tried for defamation. Philip of Gwynedd, you will stay under arrest. The trial recommences at sunset.
On va trouver un témoin.
We need a witness.
What are you doing there?
I've seen you draw up plans for a cathedral. Maybe we can do something similar to find our witness. Let's see. Your father.
He looks just like you.
My grandmother said he did.
And Bishop Waleran. What are the connections? Maybe, by exploring them, we can find a witness.
Good idea.
Ok. Père de Jack, ouais. Et je dois faire quoi là?
Jack's father. If he was still with us, he could be our witness.
Maybe he still can.
Bishop Waleran is at the center of all this.
Ouais, je dois faire quoi là?
Mother says Waleran was behind my father's death.
And she said he wasn't alone. There were 3 men responsible for your father's death. Bishop Waleran, Percy Hamley, back then he was the Sheriff of Shiring, and Prior James of Kingsbridge.
If they were all there, then they were all witnesses.
And only Waleran's still alive.
Hardly a coincidence. Why would these 3 men work together to falsely accuse your father?
He was on the White Ship. No one survived that night. No one lived to tell the story.
Yes. He was the sole survivor.
And then they killed him. But why? And what about the ship?
My father wanted to go to England. He was the only one who made it when the White Ship sank.
Why would Waleran, Percy, and James be concerned about the White Ship?
The son and heir of King Henry was on board. So were other possible heirs and other members of the royal household. I heard that Stephen was supposed to be on the ship as well, but became ill. He was the only male heir. The only threats were the king's daughter Maud and her half-brother Earl Robert, and they've been at war ever since.
And your father, Earl Bartholomew. He was a threat. He tried to stop Stephen and paid for that with his life. Maybe my father saw something on the White Ship. Proof that Stephen was involved.
What about the king?
Stephen always claimed that it had been God's will that he was not on that ship. That he remained as the only male heir.
That wasn't God. I bet Stephen had a hand in the sinking of the ship.
Now imagine what would have happened if he had learned that someone survived. Someone who might have seen what really happened that night. Hardly a coincidence that the king's heirs all died on that ship. Maybe my father knew what happened.
Ouais.
Waleran, Percy, and James might have been working for those who sunk the White Ship.
D'accord.
Now, what about Prior James?
The 3 people who murdered my father might have worked for someone else. Someone who had an interest in drowning the king's heirs.
Waleran, Percy, and James might have been working for those who sunk the White Ship.
The King of the English. A ruthless murderer.
Ouais.
If Stephen was responsible for the sinking of the White Ship, then he may have wanted the only witness of what really happened to disappear.
But he wouldn't have done it himself, of course.
No.
Okay.
The 3 people who murdered my father might have worked for someone else.
Ouais, c'est pas ça.
Someone who had an interest in drowning the king's heirs.
If the White Ship is involved, then it's likely that Waleran was told by King Stephen to murder your father.
But he was not king back then. Why would Waleran listen to him?
He was promised to become bishop.
Of course.
Remember, Bishop Henry is Stephen's brother, and back then he was already one of the most influential clerics in all of England.
But if Bishop Henry is in on all this, what chance do we have to turn this trial around?
It is a public trial. All we want is for Philip to go free. We find a witness to expose Waleran. Henry would have to play along to appear innocent.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
It's our best shot.
Le témoin, lui c'est le seul vivant, les autres sont Percy et machin.
Waleran, Percy and...
William Hamley's father.
The 3 people who murdered my father.
D'accord.
Do you think Stephen would have approached Percy directly?
Because of the white ship? To help him cover up his tracks?
I don't think so. I think it's more likely that Waleran contacted Percy. Just like he did when he wanted Percy to arrest my father. Percy Hamley was poisoned.
One less witness that knew about Waleran.
And Waleran probably wanted William to become Earl. He was easier to control than his father.
What about Regan Hamley? She survived.
She was taken to her townhouse in Winchester. And in her condition, she might not be able to help at all.
So, what about Prior James and Waleran?
Waleran was not yet bishop when the hanging took place. He was archdeacon. Philip told me.
But James still had to do what Waleran told him to?
I think that's very likely. Waleran was James's superior.
Ça j'ai compris.
Do you think the king told James to arrest my father?
No. I find it much more likely that James was instructed to frame your father by Waleran. As Archdeacon, Waleran was much more involved in...
It's possible that King Stephen asked Waleran to kill...
D'accord. Ouais. C'est chaud là.
Waleran, Percy and James...
Bon, c'est d'accord, on s'en fout. Dans l'autre sens, ça va donc...
The 3 people who murdered my father...
D'accord.
James was the prior of Kingsbridge.
That's where they say your father stole the chalice, melted it and sold it.
But we know that's not true.
As we found it, Philip recognized the chalice.
But Bishop Henry wants a witness. The chalice isn't enough.
But it's an important lead for us.
Ah.
James, but instead James himself...
We found his scourge in a bed down.
That secret chamber is important. Everyone thought Prior James was dead, that he broke into the ice. And now we know he was hidden away.
Why did his monks believe he was dead?
Sub-Prior Remigius told everyone he had found James' rosary by the river. So everyone thought the body had been washed away. They buried an empty casket.
But how is Remigius involved?
Philip told me that Remigius was there when Waleran made Philip prior. Waleran and Remigius knew each other.
That explains why Waleran later made Remigius prior of Shiring.
And Remigius recognized my mother when we arrived in Kingsbridge. He must have been there at the time my father was arrested. I think Remigius knows all about this.
Is it possible that Waleran told Remigius to make Prior James disappear when James began to talk about what they'd done?
When James started talking to the devil.
But for some reason, Remigius hid him away. But Waleran never knew. Yes, That explains why he really didn't believe you. When you said you had seen James in the fire.
Where James died after all. And Remigius thought no one knew.
We have to find Remigius. He's our witness.
Let's hurry. It's getting dark already. The trial will continue soon.
People know you two. You shouldn't walk around shiring like that.
He's right.
I'll go look for him.
All right. Take care of yourself. And Jonathan.
Yes?
We will talk later about what was said today. About Tom.
All right. Remigius, now where are you?
Va falloir le retrouver lui. Bûcher. Grande maison. De la cathédrale du Shiring. Quartier des tavernes.
Have you seen Father Remigius, the Prior of Shiring?
He was here a moment ago.
Where's he now?
What do you want with him? Yeah, what do you want with him?
Oh, forget it. He was here.
D'accord, il était ici.
Hello? No one's home.
Y'a personne.
I don't see anyone here.
Ah. Parce qu'il me dit d'aller... Attends. Je suis en basse Normandie.
Brothers?
What is it?
Have you seen the Prior of Shiring, Remigius?
We have not. And now step back, brother. We must be done by nightfall.
Donc, là-bas. Tu peux... Là. Là, on peut pas y aller.
Do you want to go in, Father?
No, not yet. Thank you.
Are you not with Prior Philip?
Yes, I am.
I pray they'll set him free.
He's a good man.
He is a heretic!
You're fools! Look at yourselves! Who are you to judge?
Forgive them!
We don't judge him!
Ah bah tiens, il est là, non?
Remigius? I don't think he's here.
Mais si, il est là.
Wait, was that him? I think I saw him. Hello? The door's open. Is anyone there?
You had one task.
By God! No!
Our bishop is very displeased.
No! What are you doing?
I'm doing what is asked of me.
Stop it!
No! Stay away! This does not concern you! No!
Who told you to do this?
No one.
Voilà le témoin. Est-ce qu'il va témoigner au moins?
Why did he do this to you?
I will tell you. I will tell everyone.
Ah ben il voudra se venger, c'est clair.
Do you have a witness?
Father Remigius, prior of Shiring.
Where is Timothy?
What they told you is true. Bishop Waleran wanted the jongleur Jacques Cherbourg dead. He ordered our Prior James to frame him. And so he did.
This is a lie!
Is it?
James lost his mind because of what he did for you. He was about to tell everyone the truth. And then you ordered me to kill him.
Nonsense!
Let him speak.
I couldn't do it. I hit him, but he died in the fire. Jack saw him. It was him. I found the bones after the fire, and I buried them.
You should put an end to this, Henry. You really should.
Why would I?
You should stop this, for your own sake. You knew.
Why would I care if that jongleur
Your brother cared. The jongleur survived the sinking of the White Ship. He saw how your brother's men killed the king's family so that he could take the throne.
This is preposterous.
Bishop Henry and King Stephen ordered. You want the truth? That's the truth. Right there.
It is not. Waleran is a liar.
Regan Hamley.
Who is she?
I have waited long enough for this day. It is time I raise my voice. The woman, Ellen, she spoke. 3 men were James, the prior, the sheriff. But it was Waleran and only Waleran.
No!
He had heard rumors about the White Ship, about our king. He had hoped to win the king's favor. But
it was not just me. They all knew.
Take him away.
This is for taking my husband's life.
It was Waleran!
Oh, we did it. It's over.
Yes, it's over.
Thank you, Lady Hamley.
This monk must...
The Pope would agree. This trial is not over. Philip pleaded not guilty. But he challenged the teachings and the authority of the ordeal of fire. To show that the church is... To show that my brother, the King of the English, is not above God. Not we, but God.
This is madness!
No, he can't.
Philip! We have forgiven our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
No! You cannot do this!
This is now a matter of the church, Lady Aliena. My brother, the king, and I accepted the traitor Waleran into our midst. We were fools and sinners, even if we did not know. I pray that our Lord will save Philip from these flames, for his salvation shall be a salvation for all of us sinners.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Light the pyre!
My God, then,
un peu rude comme épreuve. Hein.
Stop this madness!
Ouais. Bon, on va voir ce que ça donne le dernier chapitre. Il me semble que dans les bouquins, Philippe il finissait évêque. Hein. Il mourrait pas. Surtout va pas plus vite. Ah, c'est bien ce que je me disais. Il était pas mort. Il devient évêque normalement. Ah mais elle a bien changé la ville là. Il y a une muraille. Il y a ça. Donc prière. Bah de toute façon il n'y a que ça. C'est Jonathan normalement, non? C'est ça?
Ah, Philip.
It is so good to see you, Jonathan.
Tell me, how are things at St. John in the Forest?
Francis is well.
That is wonderful.
Yes, he enjoys the life there. You look worried, Jonathan.
Well, you have a visitor. He just arrived.
Is that not a good thing, Jonathan? Who is it?
That is just it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to see him.
C'est Valérande, non?
It has been a long time.
Ah, yes, it has. I had to know.
Know what?
The truth is, I never saw God. Or the devil. Have you?
Oh Lord, deliver us from evil. Our Father, who art in heaven,
My God,
hallowed be
there
thy
must
name.
be something we can
Thy
do.
kingdom come,
Stop this
thy
madness!
will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Are you blind? Do you not know that a fire will burn any man, no matter who he is?
Why are you doing this?
After Waleran's words, there is doubt in their hearts about my motives, about my brothers. No words can erase that doubt, but God can. Our Lord is a cleansing fire.
He's still alive. It's a miracle. He is among us. God is here.
How is this possible?
It's all a matter of perspective.
We have to stop this!
No, Jack. Come.
Il y a un trucage.
My God.
No, but that's what they see. That's what they believe.
The water. It's dousing the flames. It's a trick.
To them, it's a miracle.
The justice of our church. I believe Philip understands that now. His book will be destroyed. If you or your friends ever mention the White Ship again, I promise you will take Prior Philip's place. And God will not be as forgiving.
Their faith in you and your church is restored. I say it was worth sparing that monk's life. Promise me that Waileran will suffer. «
1175. 20 ans plus tard.
Philip?
Yes?
Did you see God? Did he save you that night?
Waileran needed to find him himself.
Ouais, c'est clair.
So I did not tell him.
Philip is back.
Philip! Did you walk all the way again?
Just part of it.
Old fool.
Ellen stayed in Kingsbridge. I thought I had lost God, that he did not watch over us. But now I see him every day. He is in the good we do, in how we show our love. Jack's hands had become rough, his hair grey, but his eyes still burned bright like hot coals.
It's good to see you.
Aliena's gaze could be as stern as her father's had been, but her heart and wit made her a leader people did not follow out of fear, but out of respect and loyalty.
Jonathan told us you had a visitor.
Just an old friend.
What do you think of this window?
Jonathan came to look more and more like his father, Tom. As Prior of Kingsbridge, he is also a builder of sorts.
I use mostly warm colours. What good are the large windows if it feels cold?
Sally is as stubborn and as gifted as her parents. It is her stained glass windows the light is falling through. She has children of her own now.
And I'd like to show you the plans for the new cloister.
Tommy will be the next master builder, and is as silent as his grandfather was. Once I heard him admonish his father to be more serious at work. Jack only smiled. He knew Tommy was right. Martha stayed in Kingsbridge as well. She was always there for every one of us.
Is the judge done now?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself?
Is the judge done now?
It will never be done. Not in my lifetime. Not in yours.
Remember us for what we did, for who we were, and maybe for what we tried to be. And when you turn your eyes to our cathedral, maybe you will see yourself.
Et ben voilà. Jeu terminé. Si je fais OK, ça fait quoi? Voilà. Ben, on va se finir ce jeu sur les crédits du jeu. J'espère pour ceux qui étaient en direct ou qui regardaient en replay que ça vous avez apprécié ce jeu. Hein. Peut-être pas mon gameplay, mais le jeu. Merci à tous d'avoir suivi jusqu'au bout, ou en partie, hein, comme vous voulez. Je vous donne rendez-vous donc la semaine prochaine pour un nouveau jeu. Normalement, ça devrait être Dead in Winland, qui est tout à fait différent et plus difficile apparemment. Un jeu de gestion survie à l'époque viking. Merci Nathalie d'avoir été là. Merci aux viewers de l'ombre. Et je vous dis à bientôt. Au revoir. Merci.